I'm Gareth Kane and welcome to Ask Gareth. The idea here as always is very simple. You ask me questions about corporate social responsibility and sustainability and I do my best to answer them. The clue is in the name. And the question this time comes from Stephen. Now Stephen's not his real name, he wants to remain anonymous, but Stephen's question's quite a common complaint, and that is, Dear Gareth, I would like to try out lots of the kind of exciting sustainability ideas that you propose, but I'm so bogged down in collecting data for the reporting and for our maintaining our ISO 14001 documentation that I can't get anything done. Added to that, I have no budget to speak of. What can I do? Well, Stephen, as I say, this is a very common complaint. Environmental and sustainability managers are typically under-resourced. They have to go cap in hand for any money they want, and they're expected to gather huge amounts of data, get it into format and report it out. So when do they get time to do anything? Well, you can, but you have to fight clever rather than fight hard. And here's 3 things that I think will help you get free of all that sort of green tape and delivering some really great projects. The first one is make time, okay? Because these sort of bureaucratic tasks like gathering data and reporting and all the rest of it, they will fill any time available. So what you've got to do is block out some time in your diary every week, preferably first thing in the morning so other projects can't or meetings can't overrun and butt into it. But one morning a week, spend it on your favoured sustainability project. Block it out in your diary so other people can't book meetings at that time, and use that time for that project and drive it forward. And what you will find is everything else will just fill up the space around it and you'll still get all that work done too. I guarantee it. The second thing you need to do is adopt an 80-20 mindset. And the 80-20 rule is one of those sort of almost universal rules of life that typically 20% of our efforts result in 80% of results. There's this massive imbalance between input and output. And if you identify those actions which deliver fantastic results for little input and focus on those, then you'll deliver an awful lot more with that small amount of time you've allocated to yourself. I'll give you a great example. One of my clients, we found that the teleconferencing system wasn't being used, and when we investigated, we found it was more bureaucratic to book the system than it was to call a meeting and get people travelling from all across the country and emitting lots of carbon. So we took away the bureaucracy around the teleconferencing system, and the next thing they had to do was double the capacity because it was so popular and people stopped travelling so much. So it didn't take much time, it took a little bit of persuasion, and it took no money. It probably saved money, a huge amount of money overall, and it was a great result for a very small input. So those 80-20 type actions will deliver much more bang for your buck when you've got limited time, limited resources to actually do anything. The third thing is kind of implicit in the question, is that sustainability projects will only come from you, Stephen. This is not the case, and there's a good reason actually to get everybody involved in sustainability. And that's because if you go up, no matter how persuasive you are, if you go up and tell one of your colleagues that you'd like them to do something differently, whether it's design a product or even just switch off the computer at night, they will tend to play down the benefits and exaggerate any downside or any risks or any cost to them. Right? Psychologists sometimes think they exaggerate the downside by a factor of 3 compared to any upside. But that's if you tell them what to do. On the other hand, if they decide what they want to do, the playing field tilts the other way. Psychologically, they start exaggerating the benefits in their head and playing down the costs and risks, and they want to do it. So one of the best things you can do with your limited time is get groups of people together in workshops and ask them to come up with solutions of how they can help the sustainability program at your company. And you will find that this just lots and lots of things will start to happen. This is the sort of let 1,000 flowers bloom approach, You'll have to accept that you're not going to get quite as much credit for it, but you will be satisfied in your own knowledge that you facilitated that change. So you need to start seeing yourself, Stephen, as a facilitator rather than the sole deliverer. Okay, the triple bottom line here is everybody can make a real difference in sustainability, but you have to use the time resources you have intelligently. Okay, Steve, I hope that works for you and you can go and drive this forward. Everybody else, what do you think? Have you got examples of ways that you have used limited resources to deliver great results? Or have you got any problems with any of this? Or any difficulties with what I've said? If you have, then obviously put it in the comments below the video here. I will answer any query or question that comes up. And if you liked this video, then please do share it with your colleagues, your social networks, etc., etc. If you'd like notification of every future edition of Ask Gareth, along with a whole load of other stuff, then please go to www.terranpharma.co.uk and sign up to the Low Carbon Agenda, which is my monthly newsletter. And as I say, you will get a whole ton of stuff for free in your inbox every month. And remember, whether you're making small changes to the environmental performance of your organisation or facilitating massive step changes, it all counts. You're making the world a better place and you should be proud of that. Till next time, goodbye.